We are Future and Power, and we are living our best life in Ghana right now, in spite of coronavirus epidemic. So, we want to come together and talk to you all about some things that's going on with the coronavirus epidemic and the setting that's going on in the United States as well as around the world, even here in Ghana. Um, some things are going on that we've been talking about for a very long time since our poetry night days. Um, we've been always on it as far as how time was developing, turning us into like a police state, or all of the developments that we're seeing right now as we are preparing mentally and physically to prepare our family and friends or anybody that are part of the Living My Best Life in Ghana family, as well as anyone that knows us, knows of us. We're going to give you the best advice that we can give you as of now of how to handle yourself and what to do in spite of, what's going on that's not in of our control. So I let Power start, uh, and we'll go from there.
Well, people, first of all, from the looks of it now, where there's been a what they call a pandemic declared and nationwide, uh, laws are being enacted that have never been enacted before. People are being forced into situations. At this point, it's really not about a virus or anything like that at this point. I mean, we know that the sickness is real because people are getting sick and people are dying and contracting it. But the demographics are really skewed on it. But it's about the secondary part, the national control, the national emergencies, of the funds that's being allocated and released for governments to do basically what they want to. And it's not like under a governmental rule or set of government rules. It's by whoever the president is, and that chain of command can basically implement things from the federal level to the state to the general municipalities that you see in your cities and your counties. So uh, people like where we from, they're buying up toilet tissue and alcohol and everything like that. They're making store runs, which is going to force at a certain point, which is going to force people that's not buying into the madness to have to go get these things anyway. Because if not, when you do it does become a necessity, it won't be available for you. And basically just a few things. I'm not gonna go through a whole lot of things. It'll be another couple of videos as this progresses and goes on. But water, to let you know that you already have a source of water in your home. If you have a hot water tank in your home, 25 gallons, 55 gallons, 50 gallons, anything in between, you have that many gallons of refuge water in your home already. What I mean by that, you have a release valve on most hot water tanks now that you can use. That water can be released from within the tank from being poured out of the tank through the mechanism of the hot water tank. And that water can be used. That water can be used for bathing your body, if necessity to drink, because it's already been heated. You most definitely will have to boil it again, but it's a source of water. Two, people, when you go into the stores, don't get food that'll perish. Get dry goods. Get your beans, your rices, your legumes, your lentils, all things like that.
Then because I want to piggyback on your water, what you were saying about the water. Uh, if I know a lot of people are going to be going out buying water, and then also for people that have alkaline water machines or some type of filters at your home, get you some containers and fill as many containers of. I don't care if it's just gallon jugs, quarts. If you have been recycling plastic for a rainy day or whatever, or you care about the world and you was keeping plastic separate from other things, kindly wash those things out and put water in all of them. Everything that you have that you can put water in, put water in. So don't take for granted that the utility's on because you paid your utility bill and the power is on, because now that everything is a state of emergency and a natural disaster, those laws are not adherent anymore. They can cut water off as long as they want to. They can cut power off as long as they want to. It's nothing that will protect you at this point in time, being at the level of emergency that the United States is in now. So make sure that you are collecting as much water as you can around your house, even if it's not for actually drinking or anything, just water you may need to bathe with, to cleanse with, to clean with, or whatever you can protect yourself with water, because you know that that's the most essential part of what you really need.
Now, we're not saying start going to the stores and doing no hoarding and all this kind of craziness like that. But what I'm telling my people is be prepared, because if it's starting out right now, they're telling you 2 weeks. How many black people do you know in your neighborhoods got 2 weeks worth of food in their house? Just say on the average, or a family of 4, maybe 5. For a mother or father or whoever the setup dynamics might be, and children. I mean, we work every day, and you have to work and you have to feed yourself every day. So these things you got to come to a realization. And in certain cities, I understand that National Guard has been deployed. Georgia was one of them. New York, from New Rochelle into New York, and other places like that. It's a real situation, because the National Guard is not there to protect citizens. What they gonna do? Shoot the virus? I mean, you got tanks and armed people in it. What was for what? It's what you got to ask yourself. And no longer are people that have been talking about this, theorizing, I'm gonna put it lightly, just theorizing anymore. It's right here, right now. It's around the world.
Yes.
We even feel the effects of it here in Ghana to a certain extent.
Yes.
Whereas we making what would be a 2-hour journey in 45 minutes now, because people are off of the streets pretty much for the most part. Not like traffic usually is here in Ghana.
Because they've closed the schools.
Because they closed the schools, the universities are closed.
No public gatherings.
No public gathering, no church.
No church.
No mosque.
I mean, it's a lot.
No, what else is? No churches, no mosque. No social events, the grills,
funerals
and,
either.
no funerals,
no
festivals,
either.
no festivals. And here in Ghana, that's part of the tradition and the culture is festivals.
Yes, festival time.
So the situation has been here, but one thing that I can say that is really makes my heart feel good being in Africa looking at this situation is that the Ghanaians are forthcoming with how they're handling the situation at all of the malls, all of the stores. You have hand washing stations.
Yes.
It's not usually there. They have hand washing stations. If people like now, the vendors have popped up on the street. They got masks and hand sanitizer and the whole nine out. But it's not a air of desperation or nothing like what you're seeing in the States. How it's like
panic.
People are panicking.
People are
even
panicking.
though we know that the media, mainstream media, does play up the hype, but at this point now it's no longer hype because it's actually being implemented. And that's one of the ways that people will get you off in those situations, because we're so used to saying, "Oh, it'll blow over. It'll be, it's gonna be cool. This is not really happening. We got to look at it look at it for what you are seeing. Look at it for what you are seeing. And it's ramifications for everybody. So, I want everybody to be aware. Like I say, as far as your water concern, your food, what's going on, and look out for the elders in your communities. The elders in your communities at this time is not a time for people to go panic. Look out for the older people in the neighborhood. Miss Johnson, your family members,
your neighbors.
You know what I'm saying?
You can do a check right now and start checking on them before things really hit the fan. You can start going door to door in your neighborhood, get back like we used to be. This is a chance for us to get back close to each other, to learn one another. Reach out to your neighbors. Reach out to the people that's closest around you. Hey, my name is so-and-so. In the event things go down, let's get an understanding or something like that. Where, we got to come together like that. And that's been normal.
The time, I ain't mean to cut you out, baby. And the time to do that is now.
Right now.
that implement the stricter rules for social distancing, where you can't go and talk to your neighbor. Even if you come to your driveway, you talk to your neighbor across the yard, y'all have a conversation.
Right.
You know, that's what you're able to do now. But at the point where we've seen in some of these countries, in some situations where they're having this social distancing thing really going on real tough, where they don't even want people, you know, touching each other or having any kind of close communication, where it could be airborne virus or whatever, it can be communicated, be transmitted. I put it like that.
Well, really,
So-
to be honest with you, the demographics of black people getting coronavirus is very small. It's very small. The dynamics of the people that are getting it are non-black people. So keep that in mind as well, because it's not faced. We're not faced with this like the rest of the world is, basically. And that's a blessing, that's a plus, that's a positive, but also big up on all of your immune system boosting herbs and supplements. Have activated charcoal, drink activated charcoal every day. Brush your teeth with it. Anything vinegar, make sure you have vinegar around. Make sure you have some alcohol, and if not that, make your own hand sanitizer. All you need is some essential oils like some tea tree, some cedar wood, some clove. They're very important herbs that fight viruses and infection and stuff like that. Make sure that you do look up Google and how to make your own strong hand sanitizers and things that you may not have money to purchase. Baking soda, alkaline, buy a lot of lime. A lot of lime. You can drink. You can suck on limes. You know, alkalized body can't hold disease. It can't take you down. It helps keep your immune system strong. Try to not eat any meat. Drink plenty of water, and make sure you eat a lot of green vegetables, plant-based. Some of you can fast to get used to not eating a lot of food like we're accustomed to while you're going through this phase. Start fasting now. Say tomorrow I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm not going to eat anything tomorrow. I'm just going to drink water all day. Have you some smoothies, some things that can sustain you energy-wise or whatever, keep you alert, keep you on your P's and Q's, you know, make so you don't feel like, you know, you behind the 8 ball. You got to have a lot of strength. Do some exercises, some jumping jacks, touch your toes, do some things to stimulate your blood so that you won't be feeling depressed. You know, take some herbs to make you feel some energy fulfilled herbs. And I'll get back with you on those things that you can use, because we have those available as well in Natural by Nature. But you know, you can also get this stuff anywhere, wherever it's close to you. It's not a commercial or anything.
Now
This
look,
stuff
now
you need
we're
to
not
know.
talking about no cures to nothing, but we're talking about to enhance your immune system,
Yes.
kill the germs, wash your hands, black folks. We've been doing it. We've been having these practices for a long time.
Clean your body
Since
as
antiquity.
well.
Clean yourself, but take your extra couple showers.
Yes.
Because one thing about it is the military and the police arm will start to enforce these things when they see that the general public are not adhering to rules that they've been putting down right now. As far as like if people keep having big mass gatherings and things like
Parties.
that, parties and different things like that, they're gonna deem that whatever the hell the law call it, but it'll be unlawful. You know, we
Right.
just listened to that on Democracy Now! Tonight. So, and then you know other news outlets that you know that's expounding on it as well. So, what we want you to do is keep your eyes open and your ears open, and don't let fear overtake you. For one, don't let fear overtake you.
Yeah.
Protect yourself and those around you. You know what I'm saying? Research anything that you hear us say. Go look it up. Look up as credible as you can get with the news sources that we have now. Because if you don't have a set of knowledge by now, when you read a lot of this stuff, it's going to mislead you. Like Neely Fuller said, if you don't understand WS in its entirety, everything else is going to confuse you. So at this point, we've seen it. So that's why you see a lot of people now. That was years back, like Future said earlier, that they knew what they was talking about because the writing was on the wall. So now it's time for those that can interpret that writing to teach but only to those that's willing to listen.
And if you have any questions or comments that you need for us to answer, because we're going to do a series of these videos as much as we can to try to give our family some comfort and some peace to help you get through this time from anywhere. Make sure you subscribe and tell more people to help people understand what's going on, because we want to, as much as we possibly can, help. Even though we are all the way on the other side of the world, we love our people and we love our family and our friends, and we want everybody to be very serious, not take this very lightly at all. Protect yourself at all times.